Hello friends, welcome back to the video series in Oracle PL SQL programming. In the previous videos, already we have covered all the constraints, that is the not null, unique, primary key, check and the foreign key. In this video, we would discuss how to manage the constraints. That is, if already a table has been created, then how to add the constraint at the runtime, how to view the constraint which is already added in any particular table, then how to disable, enable and dropping the constraints. To check all these tasks, we have to open the SQL Plus. The username is the system and the password is the password as we know throughout the video series. And at first, clear the screen. To view all the constraints already present with the columns in any table, we need to use the data dictionary, and that is the user underscore constraints. Let's check it. DESC, then user underscore constraints. And here in this user underscore constraints, we have some columns like the constraint name, constraint type, table name, etc. to check which constraints are available with which columns in a particular table. To check this, we need the select command, which you know is particularly categorized under the DQL or data query language. However, we would discuss on select or DQL in the later videos. So at first, once again, clear the screen. Now type the statement, that is select owner, comma, constraint underscore name, comma, constraint underscore type from user underscore constraint, where from where or from which table we want to see the user constraints. So where table underscore name is equal to employee. Press enter. Now the owner is always the user, that is the system, and the constraint name are the constraints names we have provided during the creation of the constraint with the table employee. Now U is for the unique constraint, P for the primary key constraint, R for the relation or the foreign key constraint, C for the check constraint, and not null is also treated as C, as it is checking there is really any value inserted or it is blank. Now to check which particular columns are assigned with which constraint, it is very much easier to find from the name of the constraint. If you give the name logically, such as here the emp underscore fn underscore nm, that means the name of the table is employee and the name of the column is first name and the constraint type is not null. So we have the constraint C, or here that one is the not null. Same as suppose for the constraint name, that is the name of the table is employee, emp id is the column and pk for the primary key. So the constraint is the primary key. Otherwise, to check with the statement, we have to check through the data dictionary user underscore cons underscore columns. Let's check what is it. DESC, then user underscore cons underscore columns. Press enter. Here we have the column name and we have to use that particular column to get the desired output or the result. So here the statement would be, and before the type of the statement, at first clear the screen. And now type the statement, select constraint underscore name, comma, column name, column underscore name from user underscore cons underscore columns, where table underscore name is equal to employee. And here we can see the output is not properly set, and for that we can use the format. And to format or get the output as we desire, we can use some more statement here, like column, which column we want to format. Suppose the constraint underscore name, format A40, and then another column. Suppose here we have the column name, column underscore name, and we are formatting it as suppose A20, and after that we are using the same statement, that means select constraint underscore name, comma, column underscore name from user underscore cons underscore column, where table underscore name is equal to employee. Now here we can see the output is in the proper way. Here we can see the output, which constraint name is assigned with which column, as we have seen it before. Now here the column name first name is assigned with the constraint name, that is emp underscore fn underscore nn, or suppose the column name dpt id is assigned with the constraint name emp underscore dpt id underscore fk, or suppose the contact number, that particular column name is assigned with the constraint name, that is employee underscore contact number underscore unique. So in that way we can also find out the column name and the constraint name and which constraint is assigned with which column. Now if we want to enable or disable any particular constraint, we can do it easily, and for that we need the name of the constraint as given here. So at first clear the screen. So at first we have to find out which constraint is connected with the which constraint name to disable or enable the constraint, and for that once again we have to type the select constraint underscore name, comma, constraint underscore type from user underscore constraints, where table underscore name is equal to employee. Press enter, and here we can find the constraint name employee underscore gender underscore check is assigned with the constraint C or check constraint. Now, if we want to disable the check constraint from the employee table, more particularly from the gender column, we have to type the alter, then table, and the name of the table, that is employee, then the keyword disable and the keyword constraint, and then the name of the constraint, and here that is employee underscore gender underscore check, semicolon, press enter, table altered. As the message here table altered, the check constraint is now disabled. That is, no validation check of M or F single character would be. So if we enter any data after disabling it, such as male or female, and then when again if we enable the constraint, there would be an error. Let's check once again really it is true or not. And here we can find the check constraint is already present here, but that is disabled. Now to enable the constraint once again, just type the enable in place of disable in the previous statement. Like at first once again clear the screen, and just here we have disable, then type it as enable. Press enter, and once again the table is altered. Now to drop any constraint, we can use the drop keyword also. Suppose we want to drop any constraint name, so we can use the alter keyword once again. So suppose we want to alter the not null, that particular constraint from here. So here for that we can use the statement alter table, then the name of the table, that is employee, and then the keyword drop, and then another keyword, that is constraint, and the name of the constraint emp underscore fn underscore nn, semicolon. If we press enter, then the constraint would be dropped or would be deleted, but at that moment we are not deleting it. So this is the way we can manage the constraints present in a table. That means we can add the constraints, view the constraint, disable the constraint, enable the constraint, and also we can drop or delete the constraints. In the next video, we will discuss on the renaming of any previously created table.